Time for the anthems.
Escorted.
Well, the rain continues to tumble down. Will England pour some cold water on Brian O'Driscoll's great family day? Our commentary team is headed by Eddie Butler.
Thank you, John. Ireland today as unchanged as they possibly can be. All the tackles made last week, 23 by Sean O'Brien, 21 by Cian Healy. Brian O'Driscoll scored his 46th try last week against Wales. The rest of the Irish team combined have only scored 39 tries. England, Tom Wood comes in at number 8 for Ben Morgan, who turned an ankle. Sire James Haskell at number 6. Really 12 trees remains at number 12. The entire England team have only scored 31 tries, 17 by Chris Ashton. Manu Tuilagi is back in international rugby, albeit on the bench to begin with. Jérôme Garcès of France is today's referee. The only two unbeaten teams in the 2013 Six Nations Championship. Congratulations to the O'Driscolls, Amy, Brian, and their new arrival, young Sadie. Owen Farrell, the Iceman, will start this Sunday game in Dublin. Simon Zebo waits. Conor Murray. The captain of England, Chris Robshaw. Alex Good, the fullback. Presentation at the breakdown was almost perfect by England against Scotland. That's two rucks negotiated well enough. Billy Twelvetrees runs into Sean O'Brien. James Haskell, tackled by Mike McCarthy of Connacht. Jeff Parling from the second row. Farrell's kick didn't go very far, but well danced down by Chris Ashton. England still in possession. The older of the Youngs brothers, Tom, here's the baby, Ben. Robshaw, Farrell, Twelvetrees. Ireland go for the choke tackle, but Twelvetrees goes to ground quickly, and England have the penalty. Good afternoon, Brian.
Good afternoon. Well, on an afternoon where the rain is trying to do its best to dampen play, that's a good start by England, especially by nice bit of skill by Tom Wood, taking his fingertips, and historically the breakdown is where Ireland have caused the most problems for opponents, and England have cleared well, so an opening 2 minutes which they will be well satisfied with.
It looks like Jerome Garces is not going to tolerate any loitering when it comes to that contact area. Ireland being pinged fairly early on, but as you're saying, England going through the phases very, very strong in the contact area and producing some pretty quick ball. Not really able to penetrate too much, but the signs are that they're going to commit to that contact zone and really protect that ball and give good ball to their halfbacks.
Here's one of them, Owen Farrell, for the first points of the game. Precision itself, England 3-0 in the lead.
And there's another point to England getting early points on the board. 2 or 3 times they've come to this stadium and been out of sight behind because Ireland have started so well on occasions, and that will settle their nerves.
Johnny Sexton kicks into the England 22. Chris Robshaw. And Ireland have disrupted well at that breakdown. Alex Good goes back, but a little scrappiness at the English ruck.
And that just shows, you know, when the Irish do commit to the wrecking tactics at the breakdown, it can cause mayhem. Unfortunately for them, the ball went dead, but it just shows if you're not precise around there, you don't get enough men in to cover, then you can soon find yourself in trouble.
Farrell using the entire width, well, not quite the entire width, but a lot of the width, and Jamie Heaslip, Ireland's captain, disgusted with himself for dropping that.
Yeah, he seemed to have it well covered, but he just
came off.
Maybe attempted to take it a little bit too high and turning as he took it. That was a good chase by England, though. Good pressure on the kickoff. I think that's what's going to happen today. Both sides are really going to not give anybody time on the ball. Going to be a lot of pressure on the ball all the way through.
Marcus here. Right, here we go. This is going to be a key area all afternoon. Healy you can hear from the crowd there. They know as well how important this area of play is going to be.
Immediately the referee comes around to this side. Cian Healy against Dan Cole. Ben Youngs to put in. Ireland with a slight nudge and turn. England then responds, straighten it up. Down go the front rows. Farrell. Simon Zebo leaves it for the safest hands in the business, Rob Kearney. That squirts out a little uncomfortably for Brian O'Driscoll. Penalty advantage to Ireland.
Advantage ring.
Heaslip.
Okay.
Tackled by James Haskell. No advantage. Ireland.
Off feet.
Will go down into England's territory.
White.
Well, Driscoll did well there because he was under pressure going backwards. He had the strength to not only gather the ball but make the crucial couple of yards, which gave the Ireland supporting players into the breakdown enough time.
Brian O'Driscoll, man of the match last week. Declan Kidney immediately said, we don't believe in man of the match awards, really.
Off feet. It's your mark, here.
Here's Rob Kearney at fullback. He'll be a spectator as Rory Best, in excellent form this season, prepares to throw. Donnacha Ryan beaten to it by Jeff Parling. Tom Youngs drives England forward. Ben Youngs towards Zebo. Good catch. Oh, no, not a good catch. Spilt it, Simon Zebo. And Ben Youngs tries to find the space left by Ireland's left wing. Here's Rob Kearney. That's an excellent tackle by Owen Farrell.
What here?
Sean O'Brien picks up and goes. Conor Murray back in the scrum half berth. Slow ball. Sexton goes high. Gordon Darcy challenges for it. Ben Youngs goes down on the ball. Robshaw. Charge down. And it's a penalty against England. No advantage played.
Let's hear what he has to say, because there's a case there for a yellow card. That was very cynical. He knew very well that there was a chance of not only the charge down but a kick forward, and he immediately makes ground to stop him doing that. And on another day, that could well have been a yellow.
Or another day, or maybe later on in the game. But you can see the pressure that's been put on the ball by both sides. Nobody given a quarter.
Keep a good mark.
And it's going to take a while before that kind of settles down a bit. Very difficult to play rugby when you're up against the amount of pressure that both England and Ireland are putting on the ball. Hence the level of the amount of kicking.
Back, Nigel.
Ireland with their second throw. The first line out went wrong. Here's Rory Best making sure of the call, drawing the ball in these foul conditions.
Well, it was an underthrow from Best last time.
Beautifully taken. Cian Healy. Murray. Peter O'Mahony. Gordon Darcy. Donnacha Ryan from the second row. Not much width to the Irish alignment, so they go with the forwards again. Still not much width out there, so they cut back. It's O'Mahony again. Rob Kearney first to that breakdown. Now they're our green shirts grouping on that side. O'Driscoll. Mike McCarthy, the other second row. Murray tackled by Tom Youngs. O'Brien tackled by Prop. Joe Marler. Rory Best, the hooker. Sexton. Ball goes loose again, but backwards, says the French referee. It's gone loose again. Chris Ashton comes away with it. It's a foot race. Ashton against Rob Kearney. Kearney back. Ashton waits for him to get up. Ball's gone loose again. Jamie Heaslip covers, but it did go forward.
Look on my green. Scrum wide.
Well, Stuart Lancaster will be very pleased by England's defence there, because they scrambled well, and the first up defence was good. Mahoney, from the initial Ireland play, took 2 of England's backs out, 12 Trees and Farrell, and yet when it came the ball back, Ireland couldn't manufacture an overlap or another mismatch, and at the end of the day England's tackling forced errors.
Simon Zebo it is, who's not looking good.
Look on my green. Scrum wide. Look on my green. Scrum wide.
And there'll be some defending perhaps to be done on this blind side where Zebo is.
We can see a picture of Owen Farrell there, and what he has done very well. Allah almost Dan Carter of New Zealand in the last couple of games, he's made sure that when England have got into a position of any note in the opposition territory, that they've come away with some points on the board, and when you accumulate points like that, it puts pressure. Oh, this doesn't look good for Ireland at all. No, he's going off.
Keith Earls comes on in place of the try scorer against Wales last week. And this is Keith Earls on to the left wing. Scrum down, England ball. Earls just there on the right of the picture.
Crouch! Touch! Set!
Good England scrum. They don't go to the closed side, they go open. 12 Trees. Jamie Heaslip with the tackle. Ben Youngs. Dan Cole, the prop. Quick hands by James Haskell. Second rows present for scrum half Youngs. Farrell on the loop. Alex Good hands off Keith Earls and then can't find Chris Ashton.
Well, that move breaking down because the backs, in the end, work hard enough to get deep enough. But Ben Youngs probing. England will be very happy by the fact that they're making ground with the phasers. We just need to augment that by discipline in the backs, in the lines, and the depth of running.
Yeah, you'd have to say that both defences on top at the moment. England forcing turnovers and spills, and Ireland's defence holding out well, driving England back there before they concede the ball out of touch.
Stuart Lancaster in his eyrie, looking down. Mike McCarthy with the catch.
Okay, back.
Good play, Conor Murray to the new man, Keith Earls. Haskell and Robshaw with a double hit.
Oh, a lot of men over here.
Sexton goes the other way though. Alex Good.
6 wide.
And we're back down in Irish territory.
Well, Phil, I don't know whether he didn't get a call from outside, but whatever happened, he either didn't see or wasn't communicated to him that there were 3 or 4 men over on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that looked like a missed opportunity. Earls did well, did the right thing, coming back off his wing to get infield into his support. But I think Jonathan Sexton was looking for that touchline. He was looking for the corner and just didn't quite catch it the way he wanted to.
Nice little introduction for Keith Earls. Good run up the left-hand side. Good communication with his Munster teammate Conor Murray. Well, pretty even on the possession. Donnacha Ryan with the safe catch. And again, the little movement of the ball forward by Ireland. Rory Best has it. Murray pats in forward, take it on. Penalty advantage, Ireland. In goes Healy. And again, it's that little blindside that was on again, and it's on amongst the forwards.
Well, a lot of pushing and shoving.
Discipline now. Discipline now. Discipline now. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Eight wide. Discipline now.
I'll leave the ball to you, Brian. You have an eye for these things.
Let's listen to this. Here we go.
The first penalty against White, 3 White, pull up the more, okay? Have to calm down, okay? Discipline, okay? Yeah. If you want to play advantage, discipline.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, what happened?
3 White, collapse.
What happened there? Dan Cole pulled them all down, and Kane Healy comes in second. Oh, that's a stamp right on the ankle joint, and that's right in front of the referee. I'm surprised that wasn't reversed and a bit more. That's a cheap shot, great man on the ground.
Ireland will have the throw-in in English, within the English 22. There is Dan Cole for the original hauling down crime.
On the line, on the line.
Captain Jamie Heaslip.
On the line.
Now then, Ireland with a full line out. And England steal it again, but Rory Best clears up, and still a little bit more off the ball. Mike McCarthy and James Haskell. Mike Ross goes in. Sean O'Brien. And again, Ireland, very loose control at the breakdown. That's a loose pass, but England have numbers. Craig Gilroy came in with an important tackle there. Rob Kearney high towards Alex Good.
10.
Jonathan Sexton. It's Mike Brown catching well. Farrell. Keith Earls. Good. Earls grabs an ankle, lets go. Good carries on. Now Cian Healy in charge. Penalty to England. Another bit of jersey pulling. It's
well, in the last couple of minutes, they become factious in a way which is frankly unprofessional. You know, these players know what the laws are. They know they can't get away with things. And these things, that is a shocking stamp on an ankle. And it's right in front of the referee. And, you know, even if you can... well, you can take a view, if you're an Irish supporter, that it's something or nothing. If you're on the floor and you're getting that done to you, you're not happy about that.
No, you're not happy about it, but you're going to expect it if you're lying on the wrong side. I think England, though, at the moment have just got the edge in the contact area. They're managing to force Ireland to spill the ball in contact a little bit. Ireland, for their part, need to be a bit more careful about how they're fielding and returning those kicks. It's giving the ball back to England and giving them field position.
I think they need to do a little bit more composure when they've got the ball, Ireland. Just rushing things a little bit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A little bit of the passion and the tension in this game is coming through in that.
Parling wins the line-out. Haskell with a little rumble. And then Ireland very aggressive with their midfield defence. Turnover ball for Ireland. Now then, Murray has spotted room on this and he can't get the ball out quickly. A little bit more stamping goes on. It's so slow that they kick Kearney off his wrong right foot. And it's James Haskell who has been penalised for not rolling away.
Well, that's what Ireland do almost as well as any team in the world when they
Six
commit,
wide, not running away.
When they commit the numbers to counter-rucking, they are very, very effective. And here, good work by Healy, look. And quite simply, they outgun England on the floor.
I've got a feuding Irishman and a feuding Englishman alongside me. Let's have some Scottish common sense.
What I love about scrum half plays, you really got to engage the fringe defence. And here I've highlighted Ben Youngs here. He looks up, he sees there's about guy, that's Donnacha Ryan, who just looks up and he's looking at the England defence here. Ben Youngs identifies that he slips on the ground, he comes round and he goes through that gap there and he's making sure they're staying their toes. Good play by Ben Youngs.
Irish line-out works at the tail. Jamie Heaslett gets it to Sean O'Brien. McCarthy gets through the tackle of Parling. Sexton. Brian O'Driscoll on the cutback. Cian Healy. Sexton. Good read that very well. The kick isn't the longest, but the fullback was in full control of the situation.
Well, just for a second, with the way that Ireland got beyond the England defence right at the tail of the line out, I thought they might make a break closer to, but deciding to move the ball to in and not go around the corner early. When they do that, they've got to get the ball back quicker. England defence will not be then able to realign.
The last minute of the first quarter of play. Declan Kidney with the shining dome. Donnacha Ryan again. The ball is still moving forward for Ireland. Now it's a ruck. Ball on the floor. Conor Murray pulls players back behind the ball. Healy picks up. Ordered by the referee to use it. Mike Ross, the prop. And again, Murray pulls the forwards towards him. Slow ball. Good chop tackle by Jeff Parling. That's a good angled run by Gordon Darcy, but again the ball is left behind by Ireland. Their presentation wayward.
No advantage. Look on by Green first. Scrum white.
Well, I don't know what the whether they're forced or unforced, it doesn't really matter. The error count. But Darcy had made the initial break. He got beyond the gain line, and whether you say that's a fault on his part or you give the credit to Owen Farrell doesn't matter. The fact is that Ireland, having got beyond the gain line, couldn't get the ball back to use.
Well, that's Peter O'Mahony at the line out.
Very hard to hold that up.
Yeah, I think you've got to give England credit for working hard in the tackle. They're putting a lot of focus on the ball. They're pulling arms back and they're spilling a few of those. Ireland going through a few phases, but they're really not troubling this English defence at all. So when Sexton's getting the ball after 3 or 4 phases, he's still presented with a largely intact defensive line, and you can see a little bit of frustration coming out there.
Look on my Green, scrum right.
Well, here would be a prime occasion and position for Ireland to make a statement against the put-in.
James Haskell sporting a trickle of blood on his nose. This is Cian Healy against Dan Cole, closely supervised by Jérôme Garcès. Ireland spin it and steal it.
What is here?
Murray. Keith Earls. Just for a half second, his dancing feet. Mike McCarthy drops another ball. Handling errors, half a dozen by Ireland.
Well, I mentioned that just in the
Right here. Come on.
phases before, and another one. And all the good work done by the Irish scrum is undone by a simple error. That's what happens when the ball isn't hooked. The wheel went round, it went straight through, and Ireland nicked it.
I think the gap is fine.
Well, that ball comes to McCarthy, and he's very, very static there. Even his support is very static. He's not expecting. He's just taking his eye off that to see where the tackle's coming from, and that's just again down to the pressure that England are putting on the ball.
Ireland again go for the wheel. And England kept straight and earned the penalty.
Straight.
Well, ignoring the fact that the ball was fed into the second row, which it always is, the fact is that England decided to keep the ball in straight. And once you go beyond the 90 and Healy comes outside Cole, he's not able to stay straight. The consequence is inevitable therefrom. It's an ineluctable path.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's taken you 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Nigel Owens and Guillaume Garcès. Nigel Owens of Wales, the touch judge.
You lose your mind.
Tom Youngs dries the ball. Will have the put in. That's their first mini line-out triumph.
The referee give a knock on here. No, he can't have given a knock on. Must have been not straight.
Graham Roundtree, England's forwards coach.
Crouch! Touch! Set!
Another one for Brian to measure. Now then, a touch for Craig Gilroy off the right wing. Peter O'Mahony. Billy Twelvetrees couldn't quite make the tackle, but he's up on his feet. Keith Earls. Rob Carney in support. And again, Ben Youngs did well just to hang on to something. But still, Ireland, this is their best attack of the game. All started by Craig Gilroy off the right wing. Mike Ross makes half a yard. Dan Cole went for the ball. This is Johnny Sexton. McCarthy hangs on to it this time. And again it's gone loose. And again it's a knock-on by Ireland.
Well, that's the third time Ireland have made very big breaks and not been able to get any points on the board from them. England scrambling, being made to scramble. Lovely pass, Ashton too tight. And from this point, when you've got a defence turned, you have to come away with something. And yet again, it's a simple error from Ireland's point of view, just dropping the ball. From a coach's point of view, not a lot you can do about that, because the initial break has made all the ground. You've done the really hard work, you've done the creative work, and then it's simple discipline and precision.
Donnacha Ryan, this is the ongoing work.
And that's de rigueur now on an international field, isn't it? You have to have people with forks on.
Well, it is very wet. It's not a hard rain, but it's just a fine, cold drizzle.
You know, Ireland will not be unhappy by the fact that they've made ground, they've created opportunities, but handling errors of 7-2, whether forced or unforced, doesn't matter. The fact is, it arrests the momentum.
Yes, I think England has shown that the way to get past this defence is not through taking them on head-on through contact, is to try and get men free the way they did there, and that's the way forward for Ireland.
Crouch!
Craig Gilroy's had a touch. Keith Earls has been very busy since he came on. Just England's wings have not had anything. But they do lead 3-0. Ben Youngs clears.
Stay here. The mark, please.
Donnacha Ryan gives the information to Rory Best. That's the halfway line. Down the tunnel. McCarthy wins. O'Brien to Gordon Darcy. Donnacha Ryan, the second row. England slow it up. Keith Earls, and that's straight at Chris Ashton. Ryan O'Driscoll claims a touch by Chris Ashton.
I don't know, Phil, whether you can shed some light on the tactical approach there, because you go one round the corner the same way and then come back on a slant. I would usually look for that. You would only come back if you see a gap, and then just to punt the ball.
Yeah, Conor Murray's made the decision there to give it to Keith Earls, who I don't know that was expecting it. Gave him very, very few options, and that's what Ireland needs to be very, very careful of possession, from fielding kicks.
Push, no.
And also from situations like that, because they're giving the ball back to England cheaply, and the ball is so hard won at the moment and has been contested so fiercely.
Wait for my piece. After.
Jeff Parling catches.
On the side.
Donnacha Ryan has been penalised.
Green.
Owen
From
Farrell
yeah, please.
is going for goal. Who did he say was guilty then, Brian?
I don't know, he just said it was around the wrong side. I'm not sure he identified a player. It must have been
Number 8, was it?
Probably he slipped, but he didn't actually say.
Thank you.
Nevertheless, you know, my possession figures are saying here 63-37 to Ireland, and if this were to go over, that's a very good return from an English point of view. Especially given that a lot of that possession has been in England territory.
Beautiful striker of a rugby ball.
Well, among his other accoutrements, which are discipline and tackling, the ability to do that, and as I say, take the chances when they're offered, is invaluable in international, well, in any rugby, but certainly in international rugby. Now, Ireland on the balance of play should really be ahead.
As it is, Johnny Sexton has had no shots at goal. Now then, Mike Brown, the winger, takes it up to the England
inside.
22. Inside means if they wish, England can go straight to touch. They don't, they keep it in play. Oh, another ball is dropped, the second by Jamie Heaslip.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get a look at it again, but I don't like the way Jamie Heaslip's holding his elbows there. His elbows are totally open. His elbows should be much closer together, and it's looking like he's trying to catch it with his hands. That's just poor technique. His shot should be going into the basket, but there was no basket there.
But also, Phil, you know, this is a junior point of view, you know, when you're taking a ball like that and you're not under pressure, you face sideways to the touchline. When it goes down, it goes towards the goal line, and it's not a knock-on. You face, you know, perpendicular, and that's what's going to happen. That's a very basic mistake.
Yeah, and second from him.
Tom Woods just about gets it clear. Here's Billy Twelvetrees. Joe Launchbury from the second row. Chris Robshaw from the back row. Jeff Parling. England flood towards this side. 12 trees, tries to dink it through. Ball goes loose, very loose. The Irish charge begins, but Alex Good first there. Sean O'Brien and McCarthy try to hold him up. And Ireland have the put-in.
Well, that's good work again, Ireland in the choke tackle, but Sexton there, he pulled up, there was a bit of pushing and shoving off the ball. I'm not entirely sure how that happened, if you perhaps have a look at it again.
It was not on by White.
But it caught his hamstring, I think, early. He looked at hamstring, yeah.
Ronan O'Gara prepares to come on from the touchline. It looked a bit of a sorry shake of the head by Jonathan Sexton. Yeah, he's going off.
He's off. Well, Zebo and
so that's the kick. He looked like he did it when he kicked the ball, wasn't it? Yeah, he didn't make really much. He didn't make the cleanest of contact. So in other words, he's probably overstretched that hamstring because he wasn't making the contact he expected with the ball, and therefore there was not much of a ball to absorb that contact, and he's just pulled his hamstring. That's a big blow for Ireland.
Declan Kidney looks on as Jonathan Sexton departs. Of course, he's leaving Ireland next season for the lure of French club rugby.
Well, maybe Ronan O'Gara started sitting deeper in the pocket and kicking with the corners is what Ireland need on a day like today. But this is the point. Ireland have had two direct replacements, both of whom in Earls and O'Gara are perfectly capable of playing at this level. We know that. However, if anything else goes wrong, then they're in, scramble time, rearrangement time, and that will be very difficult.
Good mind.
Let's go, Coley.
Ronan O'Gara, cap number 127. That sort of speaks of experience. Brian O'Driscoll, cap 122, and that's a good Irish shove.
No. Don't touch the jersey, please. Don't put the jersey. Why did you don't put the ball? No. After, because you wait.
No hook.
Don't wait, please.
Yeah, that's what international scrums are like. They're a complete farce. Everybody knows it. No one does anything about it.
Conor Murray
Crouch
is going to feed another mess.
Touch set.
Heaslip. Brian O'Driscoll, half a charge down. Alex Good slides in together. The Indian fullback has positioned himself very well. Craig Gilroy tried to claim that it was out on the full. It wasn't.
Well, it's Nigel Owens on that side, and probably the best referee in the world. Is unlikely to fall for that. But again, England, well, I don't see why Ireland, with ball in hand when they need to get pressure, are kicking the ball away.
Well, I think that they've not really got an awful lot of progress from taking the ball into contact in those situations, and they just want to try and push that English rush defence back a little bit, but they've got to get the execution right.
Mike Ross rides the challenge of James Haskell. Ireland have a penalty.
It seems the ball's a bit of a liability, and that the penalty's gone against possession. And
well, that could be the answer to Brian's question.
Well. Yeah.
Why are you kicking it away? Because it's horrible to handle.
And as you were referring to earlier on, Brian, bringing on Ronan O'Gara is likely to change the game to an extent. He is more likely to play a slightly more conservative game and maybe take those penalty options when they present themselves. He'll certainly want to peg this English back three back if he can.
Ronan O'Gara got away with that one. It wasn't. It was a strange little kick into touch.
On the line, Green.
Perhaps Ireland know that this is a last chance before half-time. They've been in the England half and come away with nothing, not even a penalty shot at goal. Rory Best to throw. Another knock-on. It's been a sorry tale for Ireland in this first half.
Knock on.
Hey, let's go. it's quite straightforward. You can't make this many mistakes and win a game.
Romani with the...
It's not only a question of the scrum half there, it's a question of the feed from Omani. You know, that's got to be delivered so he can step into the ball and whip it away. It's delivered on his right-hand side where he's not used to it. And that's the imprecision, that's the ill-discipline. Discipline is not about, you know, not doing things off the ball, foul play. It's about doing the, especially in conditions like this, getting things absolutely right, taking the extra care.
5 minutes to go before half-time. 2 penalties by Owen Farrell. 9 handling errors by Ireland. Against just the 2 by England. Good England scrummage. Tom Wood controlling. England have the penalty. Ben Youngs. Farrell hits the blind side. No advantage, we go back to the penalty.
Joe Marler doing the hard work against the former clubmate Ross. Ross is the first one to come up.
That's not for the first time, Brian, is it? That's the second or third time he's done that to Mike Ross.
Yep. Well, when they were clubmates, Marler was considerably younger. You know, you forget how young he is. He seems to have been around a while. The impressive thing about Marler actually is that he takes beatings and he learns from them.
Yeah, Green.
So here he's got a long bind on Ross. He just comes straight out the top. And Marler hasn't come outside and cheated. He's not taken the step outside and wrapped the shoulder up. That straight pressure with a long bind. Ross has got to get further down and further round. He's got to get Marler twisted so the push can't come like that.
Joe Marler. A trickle of blood down his ear. Now Tom Youngs on Ireland's 22. They go. It's a dog's ear of an English line-out. But have they won it back? England claim the turnover. Ireland piling on their side, and Jérôme Garcès says can't see a thing. Nigel Owens comes on, and we have a little bit more pushing and shoving.
Push back. Push back, please. Push back. 6 Green. Push back, please. Come on here. 6 Green. Push back.
This is pathetic.
Time off.
Either all kick off or let each other go. Come on.
Captain.
Well, I don't know what kicks this off. It all looks fairly innocuous to there. Ireland guilty of not really following through and securing the ball that they won there. England again very, very aggressive in the contact, and they've turned it over. So it's just a bit of a reaction of well, that's looks like it might have been it's interpreted as maybe a swing, but it's not. They're just holding on.
Please. 6.
It's not taking much for it to spill over, is it?
6.
Peter Omani has been called over to the referee.
When I blew my whistle, please stop, okay? Calm down and discipline. Okay? Okay? Scrum white here. No.
The upshot is a scrimmage on the Irish 22.
The real point is this, that England, you know, not having got the line-out ascendancy there, have now been given a final opportunity just before half-time to go in and put 3 points on the board, which would be a converted try and another score.
Little nudge by Ireland. Tom Wood has to go digging for it, does well. The first time Brad Barrett, I'm sure, has really got his hands on it. Promising for England. They're stretching Ireland across, slowly but surely. Chris Robshaw inside to Mike Brown off his left wing.
What do you want?
Launchbury again. Robshaw tries to offload to Jeff Parling.
Come down.
Ashton off his wing. Jamie Heaslip tried to hold him up. Ashton gets to the ground. And Ireland have the penalty.
Well, Rob Shaw is furious because he says that Ireland didn't release a tackler, but it doesn't matter because England didn't get the ball on the floor. When Ashton takes this ball, he's got to get down lower.
Well, it's the intensity of that Irish effort there. They're making tackles, they're getting up immediately and trying to get back in to make the next one. Both sides defending as if their lives depended on it.
Now then, Peter O'Mahony. Rob Kearney remains up with the forwards. Gordon Darcy at scrum half. Oh, slow pass. O'Gara in trouble.
Going to be a penalty here.
Good pressure by England, and it's kickable. It's within the range of Owen Farrell.
I don't necessarily blame O'Gara for this. Ball dips on him badly there. And he gets isolated because he's trying to recover a situation which he should never have been in. Well, Farrell kicked one from this sort of range. It was just slightly closer, but he has got the range. And this being what? Well, the last kick of the half.
This will bring the half to a close. They've all been from hereabouts, this the longest. The tilt of the head, it's starting to become as familiar as the old Johnny Wilkinson routine, isn't it?
Okay.
A rare miss by Owen Farrell. He trots off, happy enough though, because at half-time at the Aviva Stadium, England lead Ireland by 6 points to 0. No changes on the England side. Ireland had to make 2 in the first half, including Ronan O'Gara with the ball in his hand, on for Johnny Sexton, and Keith Earls on for Simon Zebo. Switch of direction by O'Gara. Captain of England, Chris Robshaw, with the catch. Penalty to England.
2 assist tackler, release.
Well, right away, Keith Wood at half-time talked about discipline. Straight away, instead of England having to kick long and cede Ireland possession, or box kicks so that Ireland can be under the ball, England have been able to clear the ball into Irish territory, and they'll have the throw. He's slipped round the wrong side. No point in looking at the referee and saying that.
Bright lights on at the Aviva. It's a filthy Sunday afternoon in Dublin. But England lead by 6 points to 0. They have the ball safely secure at the back of a driving maul. And away comes James Haskell. Joe Marler picks up. Jeff Parling drops the ball. It's catching.
Well, for those of you who are lip readers, it was apparent what he thought of that. Here, same as with Ireland in the first half, looking up just at the point of contact. Now this is an area where Ireland suffered in the first half, and it's crucial from their point of view. But Mike Ross gets further in and round, got a twist. That's a good scrum from Ireland.
Ireland marks the scrum forward, get the penalty. Mike Ross is congratulated. It's not within kicking range.
Great.
These are the Irish forwards making their way slowly. These are the halfbacks who will wait the march towards the line-out.
On this, Phil, obviously O'Gara has to make touch, that's the first thing, but 15-18 yards instead of right down into 22.
Well, I think you said earlier it's by doing the simple things well on a day like that. Ronan O'Gara coming off will be a lot more conservative. I think Ireland in the first half took a few too many risks. The most important thing for him was to find touch and give him the ball, give him the chance of getting the ball back. Oh, have they?
They've dropped it at the line-out. Donnacha Ryan stretched and couldn't claim it.
Well, I'm glad that not many people are sat next to Phil Matthews. I feel the tension from here each time an unforced error comes and sets Ireland back on their heels again.
Crouch. Touch. Set.
Ireland penalty. A second good scrum for Ireland. First on their own put-in, and again congratulations to the front row. Cian Healy, and again a little bit of afters.
Why Darcy's in the middle of that, mouthing off at front rows, I've no idea.
Evidence maybe, Brian, of a little bit of homework at half-time on behalf of the
whatever has happened, they've certainly started off better. Cole there is the one that's pulled down. Robshaw comes off the back of him, and that's not going to make his job any easier, and Healy has worked well there. First kick at goal, and you would think with O'Gara's record and consistency that this will be Ireland's first points registered, and you have to say that they will deserve it.
We talked about the familiar routine of Owen Farrell. Well, nothing is more familiar than Ronan O'Gara putting the ball between the posts for Ireland. Ireland 3, England 6.
You see the way things were. That wasn't the fault of Jeff Parling, but it didn't come from England being on the attack and the ball going down there. That was the initial part that reversed the momentum.
Sean O'Brien catches the restart. Gets away from Chris Ashton. Gets away from Tom Youngs. Good little surge. O'Gara straight down the middle, straight at Alex Good. This is Rob Kearney.
Oh, that was so important for Ireland. Not only the piece of play that led up to it, getting the scrum and the penalty, so important to Ireland. Sean O'Brien evading contact. England tacklers not able to shift the ball on that occasion. Now Ireland, you can check just a little bit of spring in their step, a little bit of confidence returns, set off by those two scrums.
Tom Youngs. Big hesitation, and something has suddenly happened on the Irish side going forward, and hesitation in the England ranks.
Pressure. This is what Ireland wanted to do to England in the first half, but weren't able to because they made mistakes. The crowd is starting to get into this game. You listen to the cheers under this ball as well.
Alex Good waits just a little bit too far. Brian O'Driscoll arrives. Owen Farrell. Ronan O'Gara.
Fine green.
Alex Good. Oh, Peter O'Mahony
Back run.
couldn't make the catch, but it's safely in Conor Murray's hands. O'Gara thinking territory, and that's why.
Well, you don't get certain things with Ronan O'Gara, but you do get other things in abundance, and he is well used to driving sides forward. And you can hear around us the tension. He's rounding up. Tuilagi is coming on now. I presume it will be for Barrett, I don't know. But there's a whole different atmosphere in the stadium now.
Yes, this has been as much a psychological as it has a physical context.
This is Courtney Laws coming on. He'll head for the forwards. This is Billy Twelvetrees coming off. He makes way, not for Courtney Laws. Manu Tuilagi, 23, goes into the centre. So it's a straight swap in the second row. Joe Launchbury goes away. It is the battering ram into the midfield. Another England mistake. Ireland back in possession. Sean O'Brien, he will be involved if there's going to be close quarter play. Gordon Darcy.
No, ball here!
Conor Murray has to dig it out. O'Gara. Alex Good can mark that. There's an Irish player down on the ground. Play goes on. It is Sean O'Brien who's down.
That's good work from Good. I've been impressed by his ability under pressure, and he was also able to see Ireland were deficient on their left-hand side.
Oh, this is the overthrow. And again, no real pressure on the jumper there, so Tom Youngs didn't need to give it that much air.
Just looking at the way the physios are dealing with Sean O'Brien, this doesn't look good either.
No, he's all right, I think.
Well, Ireland lucky so far. The areas where they've had to lose players, they've got a little bit of depth on the bench. That doesn't run right the way through the bench. But having Ronan O'Gara to bring on for Jonathan Sexton.
Andy Nicol.
Thanks, Eddie. We said at half-time England be very disciplined, but there's a couple of examples where in the line-out they've really lost a bit of the control. You can see this was the end of the first half, and you see Rob Shaw almost goes up, and Tom Youngs puts it in. It was a bad one. And then here's another one. There's just a lack of communication. Tom Youngs is trying to put it in, and he dummies it, and it's a free kick. Poor communication for England there at line-out.
This is an Irish line-out. Ireland in their own half, but on a little high at the moment, Brian.
With Tom Youngs there, it's a case of who takes the trigger. Does a thrower initiate the jump or vice versa? And if you get them mixed up, that's what you get, stuttering on the throw.
Rory Best finds Peter O'Mahony. Ireland shunted backwards, but Sean O'Brien has the ball, gets it to ground. Murray. Chris Ashton waits. Safe catch. Good. This won't go anywhere. Oops. Even Brian O'Driscoll's dropping it on such a day. Manu Tuilagi can't hang on to it.
Well, Tuilagi deciding to bend down and try and gather the ball. He'd have been better, I think, just to carry on dribbling for the line. No one in front. Uncharacteristic error. Even Brian O'Driscoll under pressure is looking up. Even, well, one of the best players ever. Even he is susceptible to pressure.
Ooh. Perhaps he knows it. Brian O'Driscoll
Substitution for England, number 16,
he stares at the England changes. A change at hooker. Dylan Hartley comes on.
Well, it will be interesting to see whether this reverses the form of the scrums in this half, which was very much in favour of Ireland. Hartley a big unit, shall we say.
Touch! Set!
Ireland not striking for the ball, but here comes Jamie Heaslip. Murray hits fingertips. Craig Gilroy in pursuit. Bounces off him. That's superbly taken by Rory Best. Murray kicks again. Mike Brown is back there. Ireland have gone 70 metres.
Well, they've changed things tactically, haven't they? They're putting the ball to boot. Territory is king here. Possession not so much, but territory is king in this match.
Donegal Ryan takes his place in the lineup. Dylan Hartley is on, and it's a tricky first throw for him, Brian.
It is. That's one of the first ones that Good hasn't been able to take successfully. And as Phil says, possession not that important.
Dylan Hartley gets ready to throw. His opposite number, Rory Best. Courtney Laws goes highest. Ben Youngs takes the responsibility himself to clear.
And the noise begins to rise again because Ireland, well, they're going to cut this line out, so going to go to a 5. Whether or not they'll drive at a 21 or 15 off here.
Jamie Heaslip has gone out into the 3/4. Well delivered. Ryan. Brian O'Driscoll not held. On he goes. Murray hesitates, and Mike Brown read it. Was there a tackle off the ball? There was certainly contact. O'Gara back to Keith Earls. Back goes Mike Brown again, and Brian O'Driscoll is hobbling. Alex Good.
Back.
It's one of the highest of the day. Rob Carney goes the long way round Cian Healy. It is a bit of a ring road you have to build around the prop. O'Gara held, dumped by 2 England tacklers, does well to deliver the ball. Jamie Heaslip, Craig Gilroy, tackled by Ben Youngs, and Ben Youngs is getting up slowly. Mike McCarthy.
Well, Ireland have got a penalty at the moment, I think.
Mike Ross. Ireland do have a penalty. I'm just looking at Brian O'Driscoll, who is here. He's not looking good.
Well, that's a measure of the man, because he might have a knock there, but he threw himself into that ruck, and that tackle
Has had ankle trouble.
Well, that's where he might have picked up the knock. But gains valuable yards.
There are bodies all over the place here. Youngs is down.
Declan Kidney, he won't want to lose anybody seen as Sean O'Brien's had an extensive treatment. Brian O'Driscoll's had treatment. The ex-captain is up. It'll take something for him to leave this field.
And what we're seeing is the reverse of the first half where, well, that can happen to anyone.
Move away immediately, please.
Very rare that O'Gara makes a mistake like that, but Ireland have the throw, so, you know, mistakes happen. What I was going to go on to say is that reverse the first half where England were very disciplined and not giving penalties away because they're under pressure, because Ireland are going forward, because the crowd are in this. They are starting to do that.
Sean O'Brien, line-out jumper. The entire Irish pack mauling. Penalty against England at the maul. They'll take it. Just take the penalty. Conor Murray hands it to Ronan O'Gara. Too far out for Ireland's leading point scorer.
And that is again a question of English discipline, because although they are conceding ground, they don't need to run in the side there. If they get driven back 10-15 yards near the halfway line, it's not good, but it's not disastrous. From your, in your 22, you've got to make a shot. This is going to be a let go, then Ireland come out the other side, then they can make a tackle. Tom Wood, clearly, he's going to get pinged there. And conversely, it's good discipline from Ireland to put the pressure on effectively.
Ryan wins more line-up balls. England have stolen it back. No. Mike Ross does well to scoop that back. And our scrum halves getting pulled into the ruck. Play on, says Jérôme Garcès. There is room here. Craig Gilroy. Haskell did well to stop the winger. He's in the way, and he could be yellowed. James Haskell holds out his hands in all innocence, but I think this is going to be
third penalty against you. One not running away. 8, and now you play your ball.
James Haskell goes off for 10 minutes.
Well, that just made England's job a lot harder. Haskell's saying he's trying to get away on the floor. I'd like to see that, because it doesn't matter if he's moving, if he's playing the ball.
Yeah, my first impression was that's harsh, but we would like to see it again.
There he is, Haskell. He's moving away. Well, he's moving away, but he did kick the ball.
He did. No,
so I think he knew what he was doing there. He was trying to get away with one. He hasn't got one, and therefore, well, it doesn't matter because the referee's made his decision. As simple as that.
Yep. Haskell off for 10 minutes. Ronan O'Gara with this penalty to level the scores. O'Gara does it again for Ireland, and it is Ireland's second half so far. James Haskell off, Ireland level.
Penalty for Ireland, scored by
Vanapola. The considerable presence of Vanapola is on now.
Ireland 6, England 6.
Right on the far side, Mako Vunipola comes on for Joe Marler. Sean O'Brien heads off again. Courtney Lawes flying up with the tackle. Couldn't quite make it.
England have a particularly delicate task to do now tactically they need essentially to play a static game with 7 forwards. The longer they can take time over things like the line out, the better. Catch and drive the line out, try and keep the ball tight, not give Ireland opportunities to kick them back into their own territory and put pressure on them where they will be vulnerable both in the line out and the scrum.
Tom Wood catches at the line out. This is Dylan Hartley. Farrell to Ilangi. Keith Earls hasn't got that much time, but that's a long clearance.
But England won't be unhappy about that because, again, it takes a bit more time to set the line out. From an England point of view, you'd probably like there to be 2 or 3 more phases before Ben Youngs puts that kick in to take a little bit more time off, but that will be the pattern of play now.
The referee gives England the hurry up.
Stop the meeting.
This is all deliberate to eat into the 10 minutes. Courtney Laws. Dan Cole.
Good work by England.
Has the ball, number 3.
Use it now.
England have to use it. Brad Barrett. Farrell. Just Carney back. Oh. And Mike Brown was right there. Carney gets a hand into touch. But it's a great attacking position for England.
Well, 2 things there. I thought for a moment England were going to get penalised for playing the man on the floor. You don't have to let a man up. That's not the law. You don't have to let him up. What you have to do is contest the ball whilst he's down. No problem with that. Well, Ashton, no, he played, did it well there, Ashton. He waited till the man just started to get up. Carney reaching out, thinking, thank goodness I was that close to the touchline. This is a huge point for England. If they were able to come away with something from this with a man down.
Who's the target? It's Tom Wood. Mako Vunipola gets his large hands on the ball. Penalty advantage, England. Ben Youngs comes away with it. The chip ahead. Knock on by Manu Tuilagi. They'll go back to the penalty. And again, Manu Tuilagi just knocks it forward.
From the side.
Well, for the want of a bounce anywhere. Well, I'm sure his eyes lit up there. And maybe not, he ought to have taken it. Doesn't matter in this sense. England are going to come away, you would think, with 3 points. In these conditions, not easy for the non-kicking foot, but Owen Farrell has been very consistent.
What a please.
And you also, if this goes over, you have to give a lot of credit to the England forwards. Are down by a man and yet tactically have got it right and have executed properly. There's his father. Oh, he wasn't a bad player, was he?
Rugby League legend, came south.
16 he was when he played for Great Britain. 16.
And here's his son, Andy Father, Owen, the place kicker, who could put England back into the lead. Plum through the middle. 3 out of 4 for Owen Farrell. England lead by 9 points to 6. Manu Tuilagi, if he catches that, he's in. It just evades his grasp.
Well,
Actually, good work by Darcy there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and keep this holding his hand back. And it just underlines the point around territory. From an England perspective, putting that ball high and in behind Ireland. And I can see Ireland wanting to do the same thing this second half as well. Got to get territory.
9 points to 6. 16 and a bit minutes left. Conor Murray gets away from Chris Ashton. Peter O'Mahony, good tackle, Brad Barrett. O'Gara towards Mike Brown. Carney. Good tackle, Courtney Laws, who's hurt himself. Penalty to England.
As soon as he got isolated there, he was in danger. Oh, he's been hurt as well. So
First man on his feet, holding the ball. Time off. Yeah.
Well, for
he's on his feet.
Kids at home, this is not the way you should tackle with head in front there. But it was effective in one sense. It did bring him down.
Ireland prepared to bring on their replacements. Chris Henry on the left, Donnacha O'Callaghan on the right. England coach Stuart Lancaster will be more worried about Courtney Laws, who earned England the penalty with a tackle, felling Rob Kearney.
Laws here, he'll get up, he'll be fine. Has had problems, shoulder and whatever. This is just a contact to the head. And you have to say, if this were to go over, the average points you concede being shown to be 7 when you have a man down, and it would be the case that England would be on a net 6, which was a 13-point spread if this goes over. And not only that, all this is taking time off the clock as well.
Clock's running again. The scorer of all England's points, 3 penalties against 2 by Ronan O'Gara. Yes. Ireland 6, England 12. Having drawn level, Ireland now trail again by 6 points, and on such a day as this, that is, well, Brian, is it enough?
Who knows? You could have an error, a drop ball that results in a kick through to convert a try only. But given that neither side is looking, well, England with the little chip through there on Tuolangi, but prior to that, neither side looked like it's getting over the line.
Chris Robshaw heads in field.
Back feet.
Ben Youngs. Dan Cole took it standing still. Peter O'Mahony waits. Can England hold up the number 6?
No,
it's there for Murray. Jamie Heaslip. O'Gara into Craig Gilroy. And it's the tackling. Courtney Laws back in action. 2 good tackles by a large second row forward. Here's another one on the off the replacements bench. Donnacha O'Callaghan. Mike McCarthy takes it up. Heaslip again. Play on. No obstruction. Ben Youngs with the kick. Carney. Inside the 22. 67.5 minutes gone. James Haskell comes back onto the field.
Well, that passage of play shows that Ireland feel now they have to start playing some rugby. Pressure is on them, and that's the danger. This 6-point lead might be enough, because so far it's been England that made the fewer errors, and it's been an error-strewn game. If Ireland are drawn into playing too much rugby and the error count stays the way it is, I think this 6-point lead may well be enough. It could even extend.
Well, whatever it is, it's not going to be dull the last 13 minutes, is it?
Jeff Parling slips the ball to Dan Cole, and England give away the penalty for obstruction in front of the ball.
Oh, calm down. I blew my whistle. Obstruction. Obstruction.
Is it me, or is there a lot of advice given to referees nowadays?
Well, as a player who used to like giving advice to referees myself, I can't exactly.
On the line out.
And again, Ronan O'Gara plays safe.
Well, that's come because Parling has taken the ball so far out and jumped back that the players who were supporting players have become blockers. If he's going to take that ball, he needs to come straight down. Then they won't be seen as blockers, even though technically they probably are. But that's a lack of execution there.
Donnacha O'Callaghan. England try to shut down the maul before it starts. Dylan Hartley is on the Irish side.
From the side.
It's not Dylan Hartley who's been penalised, it's Jeff Parling, number 5.
From the side.
That's 2 pieces of ill discipline that England have now made, well, a relatively simple chance for O'Gara, who's been kicking well. The irony is, when Parling committed that offence, actually England had dealt with it because Hartley had got his hands on the ball. Unnecessary.
It's clear. 16 from the side.
No, he's giving it to Hartley. Giving it against Hartley.
All right.
Oh well.
Oh. It's gone wide. The score remains 6-12. England in the lead.
Okay. Yeah. 19 white.
Substitution for England at number 20, Thomas Waldron, replacing number 14.
Courtney Laws has succumbed to the blow to his head and goes off. Thomas Waldron is on. Craig Gilroy straight at Alex Gould, makes the mark inside his 22. We're into the last 10 minutes and England will do nothing now in a rush.
No, 10.
That's a good touch find, isn't it? It's a long touch find and good work by the England chaser. I think it was Farrell to stop the quick throw-in.
Ireland in no rush either. 8.5 minutes left. Possession heavily in Ireland's favour. but not much in the England 22. Chris Henry. Peter Romani has the ball. Well played, Mike Brown. He was tight against the touchline. He did ever so well to keep that in play and deliver for Ben Youngs.
And get the ball down on the ground from attempted choke tackle.
Ben Youngs straight down the middle. O'Gara to Carney. This will be a first trundle for Waldron. He's on Brown's shoulder. Oh, Carney, good tackle. Tom Wood. Farrell. Chris Ashton against O'Gara. O'Gara spills it. Penalty to England. The moment Ronan O'Gara spilt that ball, they were in trouble.
Okay. Holding the ball. Post.
As soon as it goes,
Donde?
this is the point, the technical point is as soon as he touches the ball and there's a man on him and he's on the floor, he is tackled, got to play immediately. It's going to take another minute and a half because Farrell has a full minute to do this. And from the time of the decision, that's another 20 seconds to go through. Pointless of crowd whistling like this because he's allowed to do it and he's going to do it, and where it could the reverse, O'Gara would do the same.
It's going wide. A converted try will still do it for Ireland, but England are in the right path of the field. Rory Best is going off. Sean Cronin comes on, as does David Kilcoyne, the prop.
Well, these are going to be the last throws of the dice, as Phil said earlier. Ireland can't sit back now, they've got to go for it. 3 points not enough. And England, conversely, all they need is just kicking the ball down and saying, you do something with it.
Well, it works from the restart. Donegal Callaghan catches the restart 22. Gordon Darcy. Long to Craig Gilroy on the bounce.
Did well to stay in field there.
Kilcoyne runs into Marco Vunipola. Ireland still in their 22. This is Peter Romani.
Back feet.
Oops. Mike Ross didn't really want that.
Contact. Accidentally
Trying
offside.
to play out of their 22.
No
And it's
offside, accidentally.
only got Ireland into trouble.
Well, Barrett, who is a very, very, very underrated player. People don't realise what he does in defence. They don't realise how many tackles, how many fields he makes of balls which are 50-50. He's a player that makes other players look good. And from an England point of view, all they need now is a set play, get the ball back and drop a goal.
The clock stops on 76 minutes. England have an attacking scrum. Drop goal to seal things?
The good thing from an England point of view is that Ireland have got two players who've just come on, and whilst they're obviously very fresh, it's their first scrum, and it does take your weight to feel in.
The last throw, Andy Nicol.
Eddie, I've been really impressed with Ben Youngs today. I love the variety he's brought to his game. He's done a lot of kicking game, and we can see here, this was when they chipped through for Garrett to Tuilagi. He's putting it in that area there, and Tuilagi is going to come through onto the ball. I wondered where Carney, but watch Carney there. I've highlighted there. He comes forward first of all, and that allows Tuilagi to win the race. Unfortunately for him, the ball goes away from him, but a good variety, a good kick by Ben Youngs.
David Wilson has come onto the field into the England front row. So it's an all-change front row. Marco Vunipola, Dylan Hartley, David Wilson. There he is, just going to talk. There he is, David Wilson.
Green!
Well, if there ever was an important scrum to be in for the first one for David Wilson, this is it. Because if he does his job and England keeps static here, then they should be able to close the game out.
Crush! Touch! Set! No. Change your mind. Yeah, change your mind.
Well, it's quite clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
No obfuscation there.
Well,
change your mind, but
change
the point is, from there, tick, tick, tick. 20 seconds more, 25 now. 30 seconds now.
Crouch! Touch! Set!
And it's steady from England.
It's a very good England scrum. Tom Wood.
They're going forward now.
That's not a penalty blast. It's
no, it's not stable.
Reset. Peep.
No, white again.
More time coming off the clock.
No.
And again. Come on, Chrissy, get on him. Let's go.
Well, England aren't taking aren't exactly hurrying, but then again, neither Ireland actually. I'm surprised as a pack, neither pack is get formed.
I've got you. Patience, Lenny, patience. Hey, it's tight, boys.
Crouch! Touch! Set!
Ireland get the penalty. Suddenly they have an urgency. They have got time to kick downfield for the line-out. 1.5 minutes left. Really, there hasn't been any grand drama on the attacking front. 6 penalties in total. Sean Cronin, he knows this is the last chance for Ireland.
Time off. 3.
Ireland still they're eating into the clock, bringing on the replacement. Declan Fitzpatrick comes on into the front row. England steal the line out. Dylan Hartley goes back. Ireland pour forward. Haskell reclaims it for England.
Well, that should be game over, because England should be able to create 2 or 3 rucks and then get the ball off the field.
Ben Youngs goes digging for it. Thomas Waldron, penalty to England.
That's it, England, game over.
17 offside.
Chris Robshaw.
17.
RBS Six Nations man match. Chris Robshaw led from the front. You haven't seen a lot of the work that he's done, but he's been ubiquitous around the field. This is a no small win away from home against an Ireland side which were fresh from a victory A lot of caps. England inexperienced. Another building block.
We will have the last line out. We're into overtime. Chris Robshaw, man of the match. There is only one unbeaten team in the Six Nations this season, and it is England. Robshaw himself wins the line out. They can do what they want, England. Presumably kick it out of play and start celebrating.
Well, typical of a man to take responsibility. Give the ball to me, the last line-out throw. Ireland, to a large extent, were the authors of their own misfortune in the first half, but England were the authors of their own fortune in the second half by arresting an Ireland drive, the momentum as well, and keeping Ireland off the scoreboard when they were down to 14 men.
Yeah, they brought a composure to Dublin that we've not seen from a lot of English sides in the last few years coming here. Kept the error count low, and I don't see anything standing between England now and a Grand Slam.
England's first win in Dublin for 10 years. Chris Robshaw's England have beaten Ireland by 12 points to 6.